Hi everyone, I'm Aziz Brown from Farsight. Friends, we are going someplace new today. Today we are going to go into a subject that we think could be directly related to freeing humanity from the prison planet Earth. This is one piece of very complicated plan that we at Farsight will reveal to you over the next few months. This is going to be an audacious plan, daring beyond measure.
I also see big, bright bursts of light, yellows, whites. There's greens here as well, but a lot of just bursts of white and yellow lights. There's this big thing I see in the sky as well. It looks like a big, giant slash in the sky. And it kind of looks like this, okay? So it looks like something like this kind of beaming across the sky, coming from this non-surface structure. This beam doesn't feel solid. That's why I'm kind of calling it a beam. It feels like energetics shooting down. And then when it shoots down, I feel this deep hole in myself. And it almost feels like subjects are dying and buildings are kind of being destroyed. It feels very just kind of deep and dark here and kind of saddening.
You must begin to understand that something has happened to the minds of people, including the minds of mainstream scientists, that inhibits their ability to think their way out of the box. Don't blame the scientists. They are often geniuses, but something has happened to them to keep them in a prison of restricted thought.
Really raining down the energetics, and then it just zooms away. So it's like, it just goes right off, just runs away. So a non-surface structure, so you know the environment earlier, that this is a regular topography area, there's the structure, and then this non-surface structure just goes, and then it just goes, ba 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 ba, and that's them watching it, and they're probably, not too happy about that. But they're watching what eventually, from the inside of this structure, what eventually becomes that, which is just the whole thing just becoming this scorched earth, jagged remains thing, and then they just fly away, they just zip off. So as soon as this place is destroyed and leveled, they just fly away. So it's kind of like a drive-by shooting with UFOs. That stinks for them.
We have found out that one group of extraterrestrials, comprised of Orions and reptilians, have been using Earth as a prison planet for a very long time, and I mean this in a literal sense, not as a metaphor. Once people are thrown in here, it is very challenging to escape. We have also determined that there is another group of extraterrestrials, a large alliance of many planetary civilizations who support humanity and who want to take down the prison and release everyone. This is the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Trouble is, the Galactic Federation of Worlds is not strong enough militarily to defeat the reptilians and the Orions together, so there is a standoff.
With a light up, and he recognizes me here. He appears to be human, but I am not 1000% sure. I'm going to ask him a few questions. OVH was written in OVL. He says, yes. Can you tell me about them? He's got no personal feelings towards them, but they seem to be held highly within the community.
There is also the problem that information allowed into human culture is tightly restricted. So if the Galactic Federation of Worlds were to really try and free us, would they be fighting for a group that really wanted saving? Mental conditioning is key to the workings of the prison system. When you deprive a group of information about its current condition, they don't really have free will. Humans, by and large, don't even know that they are in a prison. Most of you who know about Farsight's past activities know about these things. But now, there is something new. If people wake up and discover what happened to them, the prison system breaks down. To make that happen, we need help.
It's like the spinning of the non-surface structure at the top of this location. It was like throwing things around. It kind of reminds me of rocks hitting walls and loud sounds, like things are spinning and making sounds like rocks are hitting walls, like chaos. And I'm noticing this spinning is going in multi-directional movements.
Well, as it turns out, we found out that there was a facility in the Himalayas, one which housed a group of very unusual extraterrestrials. Moreover, this facility was not well defended, and it was brutally attacked and destroyed by a different group of extraterrestrials, who seem to have come from the old Empire forces, the same forces who oppress humanity today. Well, what we discovered very closely matches that which is written in the book Alien Interview by Matilda O'Donnell McElroy and edited by Lawrence R. Spencer. In that book, the former military nurse, Matilda O'Donnell McElroy, describes how she was a military interpreter for an alien who survived the Roswell crash back in 1947. The communication was telepathic, and she was apparently the only one who could understand the alien. The alien was from a group known as The Domain. We did a lot of investigations that I won't go into now that dove into things that are discussed in that book. We find the book very credible, but I will say that the Domain is not part of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, and they are really different from other groups in our galaxy. They stand apart. So, we did a full project on them, starting with finding one of their battalions in the Himalayas thousands of years ago, and the battalion that was eventually destroyed. It seems that they were responsible for starting the original Vedic hymns. Moreover, and this is important, they potentially seem to be a possible ally in our struggles to break out of this planetary prison system on Earth.
In this direction to this thing, there's just like a whole like traffic, something that's going all like people going here, people going there, people going here, people going there. So a lot of air traffic.
Lighting up. They definitely notice me. They have these computerized, fancy-like minds.
Now, let's discuss the targets for this project. There are 2 targets, and those are the things that the remote viewers are supposed to perceive. Again, the remote viewers were not told these targets when they did their sessions. Only my dad, Courtney Brown, and director of Farsight, knew the targets or the nature of the project. So the first target focuses on the group who introduced the Vedic hymns in the Himalayas. We call this group Group H. The first target also focuses on the leader of this group. However, once the data started to come in showing that this group was an advanced extraterrestrial group that was attacked by another extraterrestrial group, my dad, Courtney Brown, expanded this target to include the lead subject, who is assigned in the current time to look after the prior members of Group H. We call this subject Subject M.
That I'm from such a degraded society compared to where this person is from, that's just like to ask those questions about like, oh, is your body live forever? Or, oh, is your body natural or biological or technological? Those types of questions just are a sign of how ignorant it is here, how much of an idiotic, convoluted mess it is here.
After the data for this first target were obtained, Courtney Brown designed a second target for this project. This second target is the political headquarters of the Domain in the Milky Way galaxy. For this target, the remote viewers located a primary leadership of the Domain, entered the subject's mind, and then asked questions. The viewers did not know that this group was the Domain, of course. They were only told to locate the primary target group and its leadership. As it turns out, the remote viewers found out a lot about the Domain, as you will see.